it's your Sam, and I'm here with another video. I just finished writing the last 2 episodes of season 1 of MISTS, my Kindle Vella makeover institution supplementing the supernatural. I'm very excited for y'all to be able to read the last few episodes because I think they bring a lot more to the table and will get you ready for the mess that is going to be season 2. Still planning on there being 3 seasons, but I'm toying with the idea of creating a 4th. But more likely, we're going to stick with the 3 seasons because I have a nice ending to wrap everything up, and I just think a 4th season might be a little much. Plus, I kind of want to work on some other projects that I might be putting up on Vella or something like that. Now with this video, I also want to kind of go over a few of the characters that you have met in MISTS so far if you've been reading it. These are going to be some of the side characters, as in the last video I went over the main characters some. The side characters I have created for MISTS are kind of representing some of the people that I grew up with. A good half, I would say, at least. One of them is going to be Headmaster Price. Now, he is kind of a mixture between my grandpa, my great-grandpa, I should say, and my papa. Those two were kind of at odds with each other, so trying to create them in one character was a little bit of a challenge, but it's also fitting because they were enough alike to always be in some arguments and not be able to work together. But they were also different enough that they could come to some understanding and not be completely at odds with one another, if that makes any sense. Headmaster Price is the headmaster over the makeover institution supplementing the supernaturals. He began working at this school as a young teacher, and he finally worked himself up to being the headmaster. He is a dragon shifter, not to be confused with the elder dragons that I'm going to talk about in a later video when I cover species. And he's a forest dragon, so he fits right at home in the Appalachian Mountains where I have MISTS set, because he is more of a deciduous type dragon. He's very green, he's kind of bronzy, and he's just powerful. He has more earth powers, as you would say. He helps things grow, he helps nurture things. He's a very nurturing person. That's a little bit more about Headmaster Price. He does make a couple of appearances in a few episodes. He will be more active in the 3rd season, as I have it planned out right now. Another one is going to be Professor Beaster. She is the professor that greets them in the 2nd and 3rd episode. So she's basically the face that they see to begin with. Professor Beaster is based off of one of my favorite teachers that I had in school. She was the first that allowed me to write, so to speak. She was a middle school teacher, middle school English teacher, so that was kind of part of her job, but at the same time I think she wanted me to create more stories, and I'm very thankful for her. She was one of the teachers that I wasn't always nervous about because I had a lot of anxiety in school, so I wanted to kind of bring a character like that into MISTS because all these students need somebody that they can be comfortable around, and Professor Beaster is going to be that character where she's going to be the one that everybody feels like they can go to and talk to about their problems, about anything. Yeah, she's also going to try to inspire them to become something more than they are now. which is exactly what Mrs. Beaster did for me back in middle school, whether she realizes it or not. The next one is going to be Professor Little, and she is our little baker that you meet in some of the later episodes, especially the Christian episodes where he's the main point of view. And she is based off of my great grandmother. She is a little old lady that toddles around, and she loves cooking, she loves baking, she loves making the place feel homey for most of the students, especially for those that are away from home. She's very comforting, and she is just all around one of the best characters that you will meet in MISTS. My grandmother was one of the best people I had ever known. You can look in her eyes and you see the love that she had for you there, and it just glowed from her and you felt it. And I wanted that kind of character in MIST as well, because a lot of these students are transplanted here in the middle of nowhere, not knowing anybody, and they also need a character there that will bake them home goods because they need comfort food. Next is Jack. Now, Jack is the groundskeeper, and he's kind of a mixture of all of the good boys that I grew up with. These guys, whenever they saw you in need, they would help out. No questions asked. You didn't even really have to ask them to help. They were just there. If you did ask them a question, they were ready to give you an answer to the best of their ability. Sometimes they would go out of their way to find the answer for you. Those guys were amazing when I was growing up. Some of them were my cousins, my brother is one of them, my dad is one of them, and a lot of the people that I kind of grew up around were just good people. And they would kind of go out of their way to help you out. And they were just all around fun-loving as well. They would be the ones that would be like, hey, let's go for one. Oh, we got stuck. Let's try this. No, that didn't work. Let's try this too. And they were also the ones ready with a hilarious story about some kind of misadventure that happened to someone somewhere. Maybe them. Sometimes they would say, sometimes they wouldn't. The times that they wouldn't, you knew it was about them. Coyote is another character that is kind of mentioned in, I think, the 4th episode. The first episode with Ansgar. Ansgar runs into him in the community bathroom of the dorm. And he is an elemental. He is the epitome of a blacksmith to me. He is the guy that you go to when something is broken and you need it fixed and you don't know who else to turn to. That's going to be Coyote. He does make a further appearance in season 2 and 3, and yeah, he's going to kind of rock somebody's world a little bit. Richter, Dew, Adam, and Jermaine are kind of friends / roommates to some of the characters that we have, and they are a variety of species. Richter doesn't really make an appearance much. He's kind of a wizard potions master, so in the first season he's mentioned. You do not see him. He will make more of an appearance in the 3rd season, but the first season he's just kind of there, along the outside. You see signs of him. Adam is about the same way, as well as Jermaine. There are a few interactions with Adam and Jermaine, but the most is with Dew here in the later episodes of season 1. Dew is going to become Lore's best friend, and he's going to help Lore kind of come out of his shell a little bit. And Lore is actually going to take a little bit more responsibility. He's going to start to care for something other than those in his pack. So that's going to be an interesting growth for Lore right there. And Dew is going to be a good part of that. The hateful trio, as I'm going to call them, the ones that have single letters as names, I kind of combined the bullies and people that I hated in school. And yeah, that's definitely them. They are indeed full-fledged bullies. They have no redeeming factors whatsoever. I don't think they're going to. And yeah, I did have some of those people in school, and I still kind of feel that way about them. I don't think that they will ever become good people. It's been almost 30 years, and they still have yet to do anything worthwhile. Enough said about that. Greta is our little witch friend that has befriended Ansgar. She makes an appearance in the first few episodes of season 1, and she's kind of a bubbly little curious thing. Now, she does kind of fade to the sidelines because Ansgar is trying to protect her in a way because she is so young and he feels that she needs protection. He basically turns back to Christian, Raven, Bo, and Lore in order to solve this problem that they have. And Greta's kind of cast to the side a little bit, but she will come back in season 2 and in season 3 as well. Cass and the Goth gang are friendly to Raven. They've kind of accepted her into their little group, even though she's not really thinking that she's part of their group. She doesn't know if she wants to be part of their group, but she likes them well enough. We'll just put it that way. They will make small appearances further on into the story, and one is going to be a reincarnation of a goddess, and then we have the incubus, we have a reanimator, and we have a mermaid slash lizard person. So yeah, they're going to be interesting, and they're going to play a bigger part in season 2, so look forward to that. Now you've got Tora. Tora is a smoke person, and I'm going to talk about her species a little bit later in the species video especially. Tora is kind of a guardian, and she's more like a watcher, I guess, because she doesn't have enough power to do much of anything unless there is an open flame around her that she can feed off of. So Tora watches over the area, and she sees a lot of things, and she picks up on a lot of personality traits and powers and emotions just because she is so observant, and you kind of get the feeling that she's been around for quite a while. And there's little hints and secrets about her here and there, and you're going to find out more about her in season 2 as well. That's a little bit more about the side characters. There are a few more that are going to make an appearance, and there's going to be a few more species added in. There's going to be the big bad of season 2, and you'll have to see if the big bad of season 1 is actually taken care of, or if we get introduced to another one. Thank you for reading MISTS if you have been reading MISTS. The link is going to be down below. If you haven't started yet, what are you waiting for? The first 3 episodes are free, so you can see if it's something that you would enjoy reading. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, be kind to one another out there. Be kind to yourself. Keep writing. Keep being creative. And I'll see you next time.